Compared to Rani and Kajol on sets, yeah, I might be quiet. Yeah. I think both of them are like a constant caffeine overdose on set.
I did a whole narration with him because he's got exactly the script doctor tag.
So I should thank Ibrahim actually.
Now I know why it had to be Kajol.
Yeah.
So thank you, Vishal. You know, I owe it to you because you sort of really, with that song.
There's this chase sequence that happens in the snow. The car, and you've seen it in the teaser. We've shot that in 5 hours.
25th of July on Jio Hotstar, the streaming service, comes Sarzameen. Very gripping trailer, teaser. I'm very pleased that my old friend Boman Irani's son Kayoze, such a fine filmmaker himself, makes his debut in long format. And Prithviraj, who we last spoke to during GOAT, is back for the attack. From me, Hrishi K, everybody who's watching, listening, please welcome the director-actor duo. Hi guys, wonderful to see you.
Thank you. Great to be here.
You've worked with both the cousins, which is Rani and Kajol.
Of course, yeah.
I'm glad I took you off guard because that's a question you haven't been asked before.
Actually, yeah, you're right. Nobody's brought it up that way. I was thinking, did you mean you're working with both father and son? Like
No. I meant Kajol and Rani.
Yes, I have.
And wonderful ladies, both great professionals, but quite different from each other in terms of Rani is pure Bong, genes-wise. Kajol is a half Bong, half Marathi. But
Not a genetics expert.
but tell me how it's been with both of them. I'm not necessarily saying compare, but it must have been wonderful.
I mean, both of them are wonderful artists. And, you know, as an actor, what you look forward to the most is for the opportunity to be able to collaborate with artists of that caliber. And, you know, when I say growing up, I was a big fan of these two ladies, it'll seem like I belong to another generation. I don't. You know, we are pretty much in the same age bracket, not too different from, you know, each other. But they have such a long, illustrious career that, you know, and for us in the South, especially in Kerala, for my generation, they belong to an era of Bollywood that brought us back to theaters to watch Hindi cinema. Because we only knew of, you know, the Bachchan sir era through VHS tapes and all that. And then it was then I think the Khans who sort of brought us back to the theaters to watch Hindi cinema. You know, like Bazigar and Maine Pyar Kiya, Dar, all those films, and, you know, Amir sir's films. So during that era of Bollywood that brought us, my generation in Kerala, back to theaters to, you know, watch Hindi cinema, these were the ladies who were ruling the roost, and they still are. So that, I guess, speaks a lot about the caliber, the longevity, the sheer skill and craft that they possess. And it's been an absolute privilege to be able to collaborate with both of them, and especially with Kajol and Sarzameen. You know, with Rani and Ayya, it was a very light-hearted kind of a film. And I keep joking to Sachin that film was more about me neck downwards. Thankfully, this film is not like that.
For all his female fans who enjoyed that.
So yeah, I mean, it was great to be able to work with Kajol in a film where it required us to, you know, work with each other, so to speak, as actors, and it was wonderful. And she's absolutely brilliant, as she always is in the film. And I'm really looking forward to what people think about the both of us together.
Both the ladies, of course, say that you're quiet. Rani herself told me, and Kajol, I was driving here watching an interview, and she was pretty much saying the same thing, you know, which is a good thing, strong, silent type.
Compared to Rani and Kajol on sets, yeah, I might be quiet. Yeah,
somebody's got to be quiet.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think both of them are like a constant caffeine overdose on sets in a very nice way.
In a nice way,
yeah.
Correct.
Yeah,
that's lovely. You know, you can't have a script doctor like Boman Irani in the house and not take a screenplay to him for comments.
Right.
When the screenplay was in your hand, did you do that or just you didn't have time? I don't know.
No, I did that. So we did a whole narration. I did a whole narration with him because he's got exactly the script doctor tag. But I think he finds it difficult to detach the father from the script doctor. And I find it very difficult to detach the son from the script doctor.
It's a logistical problem, boss.
It's a logistical problem. So we had many fights. Don't worry. But no, he was great. He gave me the absolute right advice, and he would never actually give me the advice that do it this way. He'd always give the advice that now this is what I'm telling you to take you to your thought, so that it's your film. And that was about it. But after 2 sessions, then he said, should we sit again? I said, nahi, abhi ho gaya. I'm done.
You know, lots of movies are made on the mother-son relationship. We are making movies on the father-son relationship too, but not as many. Also because with the father and son relationship, as in life as well as real, there is a sense of slight distance. You know, and the film says that even in the dialogues. You know, the father and son will have, maybe from the son's side, the father's side, and in some cases, the father-son relationship is also beset by problems of ego. It's a far more complicated relationship than a mother and son. Yeah. Mother and son, there's love and boom, that's it. So talk to me about exploring that.
I personally don't believe that it's the equation between a mother and son and the father and son that is so different from each other. I just think it depends on the kind of people the father and the son or the mother and the son are. Coming to Sarzameen in particular, I just think that I always liked to look at it as two men who are both having to deal with generational trauma. I'm not going to elaborate on that because that's what the film is about.
Spoilers,
in a large way. But these are two men with very similar problems, you know, who are not yet brave enough to face their own vulnerabilities. And that fear of what is inside of them comes from having to deal with generational trauma for both of them. So at one point, I truly do think that the film makes you forget that it's the father and son, but it's just two men who are having to deal with each other. And that's the beauty of how the film is written for me personally. And you know, it's a very young dad who is still not fully at a stage in life where he's now able to look back at what happened to him and look at it objectively, and having to deal with his own son, who in a lot of ways is dealing with very similar problems for which the father himself is yet to find a solution to.
Wow.
So that way, I think it's a beautifully complex relationship between the father and son. And you know, I actually thought it was so good for me as an actor to be able to do this with a new actor. Am I allowed to say this is Iggy's original debut film?
Yeah, original
debut.
Okay.
Somebody made it to the finish line before you in terms of release.
Yeah. We had injuries.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mine.
And mine.
So yeah, this was Iggy's debut film. This was the first time he was on set facing a camera, and I thought it was wonderful for me as an actor to be able to do this with an actor who is discovering himself for the first time in front of a camera, because that actually lent itself really well to how Ibrahim conceived the character. And that boy's put in a lot of hard work for this film. I've nothing compared to what Kayoze seen, but I've been witness to at least part of that journey. And you know, the fact that I could do all these complex, intricate scenes with an actor who is discovering who he is as an actor as he's performing, I thought was really great for me. So I should thank Ibrahim actually. You know, I know he sends me these messages that I'm so lucky to have you as the mentor and all that, but I actually do think that he...
I've not got one message.
No.
Oh, I've not got one message.
My heart reaches out.
The only message I got is, where's my body shot?
Yeah, but it was great. And on the other side, there is of course the mother's character, who in a lot of ways is that board from which both these men reflect off. You know, she is the objective person who actually tells both these men who they really are. And in a way, it's the truth that she reflects that makes both of them very uncomfortable. You know, multiple points in the narrative, these men will have to face the mother or the wife, and they will then have to realize that the problem is actually deep within themselves. And Kajol is also really, you know, she's of course brilliant. And the character is written in a way where that is sort of the sounding board for both these men. And yeah.
Nobody could have described the troika of relationships better than this. So
I know. Don't
ask
you
you
can
to
skip me.
elaborate on that.
And you can skip me. Even
No,
I'm
but-
learning.
No, but this is terrific what he's talked about, because now I know why it had to be Kajol.
Yeah.
Because the complexity of this situation, and the one woman who's a mirror who constantly says, you know, come on, come back, center yourself, is this woman. So it had to be her.
In this role, honestly, for her, there's no other casting.
Yeah, there's no. I agree with you now completely. Let's talk about the music. I mean, I've been listening to the jukebox. It's quite interesting.
Lovely album. I just
this
messaged you.
It's very nice, and I believe this is the same Khurana that Ram Madhwani
Yes.
works with, and you worked with Ram
Yes,
before.
yes.
Was Azim Dayani the
So,
music supervisor on this, or were you involved hectically?
No, we were all involved. Vishal Khurana did about 4 of the songs. Of course, there are versions to it. And the Qawwali, Mere Murshid Mere Yara, that was done by Vishal Mishra.
I can't believe it because Vishal normally does these very guitar-driven pop melodies.
But I was very clear, I want a Qawwali. I want the crescendo of that Qawwali for the end of that sequence.
The first option for the Qawwali was also Mishra?
No, first option was Khurana.
Okay.
Yeah. So I really, really wanted that Qawwali for whatever reason. Azim was part of the Qawwali, while it was Vishal Khurana, and of course I am there, but please give me 0 credit on this for this jukebox. But it has been the most happiest experience making this album because everybody has come together. The best singers from Sonuji,
My God, you have all the
Shreyaji,
OGs.
B. Prak, Mohit Chauhan, Vishal Mishra has come together, and we've put this album together. And I genuinely believe that this album will grow post the release of this film. You know, because I feel you will love it in the movie. And all credit to Vishal Khurana and Vishal Mishra, genuinely, because he's given his heart and soul into it. And we worked and worked and worked. And there's a man called Vijay Dayal in Yashraj.
He's terrific.
He's
the sound engineer and
the
programmer.
sound engineer from Yashraj. And he has taken over the entire album. He doesn't usually do the entire album. He has, I think, from his pocket got it mastered in London. You know? Wow. So I'm too blessed on this album. I genuinely am very proud.
Did Donald master it?
Yes.
Okay.
This is so good.
But we couldn't afford it, so Vijay Dayal did it for us.
This is
Wow.
so good.
Like Donald is like the absolute best.
I don't know, Prithvi, how it works in the Malayalam film industry, but I love this. I love one music director with his stamp over the whole album.
That is
It's
the
like
only way
it's
it
like
works
a
in
rock
Malayalam
band.
industry.
Oh, beautiful. It's like a rock band,
Yeah.
doing a concept album.
Yes.
Whereas in Bombay,
Music
it's becoming
curators.
more of, one track from here, one track
Yeah.
from there, and
Yeah.
curate it and
Yes.
put a playlist out.
Yes.
Every movie or series is becoming like that.
Yeah.
You prefer this, obviously.
No,
the homogeneity of the sound.
I produced a film in Hindi which had a music curator for it, and I was in fact, Karan was co-producer, Dharma was co-producer in the film, and I was really taken aback with the concept. But then I realized that there are a lot of filmmakers who are very comfortable doing it, and maybe it's a process that works. Maybe I'm not used to it, but for me personally, a music director is like your core technician. Like once I have a draft, the first script ready, just like my cameraman or just like my production designer, my music director is usually part of the team way before any of the cast is. And for me, a music director is part of the writing then, because he'll have his thoughts, I love having themes and music with me before I go to shoot. And the absolute favorite track from Sarzameen, Thodi Der Aur Ruk Ja. I don't know if we put out a video yet. No. Tomorrow. Yeah.
There are only 2 videos out now, the Qawwali and the B. Prak song.
So my absolute favorite track from Sarzameen, thankfully we had it. I think it was one of the first tracks that we had. And he made me listen to it once when he came to Cochin for the last narration. For lunch. And ever since it's been on loop. And I really do think that for all the emotional scenes in Sarzameen, that song really helped me. So thank you, Vishal. I owe it to you because you sort of really, with that song, really led me into how to pitch Vijay Menon in the film.
Lovely. So all of you who are watching, listening, go to the Sare Ga Ma YouTube channel. You will find the list of the songs, all the videos, and of course it'll be on streaming sites and radio stations who pick it to play it. It's a wonderful album. The thing is, this boy has a very striking personality. Yes. Did you have to cut down dialogues to make it more stoic and more silent? Did you have to, you're passionate around actors' personalities sometimes.
Yes.
So that's my question. Did you have to cut down the number of words and say, away with the dialogues and let's use the
So the way the character is based, honestly, no matter who the casting would be, the dialogues were anyways at a minimum.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with him. I feel that the suspense is better in the silences. I feel that his silences, and when I say him, I mean the character Harman, it works much better that way instead of everything being so verbose. So whatever the chatter outside may be, it is always how we had planned it. That he was the quiet type. He will work in the shadows. So it suits him as well.
I have to interrupt you and second that, because when I first read the script, the film did not have Ibrahim playing that role. And Harman back then, I think, had lesser lines than he does right
Yes.
now.
Oh,
Yes.
that's interesting.
Absolutely.
Wow.
In 2022, I think. 20, yeah.
Maybe 2010.
Great,
yeah,
so you
it had
didn't
lesser
doctor
lines.
anything for the
No, we absolutely
If
not.
at
But then
all-
you mold it a little bit to every actor.
Yeah. No, I don't. So the climax, everything had. Harman was not speaking so much
No,
in that
he
draft.
wasn't.
Yeah. So it was even lesser lines originally. So I've read the script before the cast was there. So yeah.
So, one is your hold over dramatic thriller sequences. Your hold over the screenplay as a director, your handling of actors. The other is the action sequences. Anything to do with the Indian Army, anything to do with conflict situations. And the teaser shows a little snapshot of that. You've got to get your action right. So talk to me about that. I mean, those scenes, who did you sign on as your action coordinator?
Basically, we had a retired army colonel on set with us, Colonel Sareen, who advised us through it all. And he was also very lenient sometimes to let us have that little dramatic effect. And you need that, okay? I recently saw the F1 movie, and as an F1 fan, I was like, oh, I hope the army doesn't feel the way I'm feeling about this. But
Despite Lewis Hamilton being the producer.
Exactly. But it has to have that cinematic drama. I got Sunil Rodriguez, Rod sir, on board, and he came on board as my third co-director. My second co-director is sitting next to me. No. He came on board as my third co-director, and I say this, and
Very
people will
sweet
think
of you, Kayo, to share all the...
he may not want the credit post the 25th. That we'll know.
That's a good one.
No, I'm the co-director who he bounces off stuff, and if I say something, he's like, "That's exactly what we are not doing." Okay, and then go ahead and shoot.
Yeah, so three of you. Yeah.
Yeah, so genuine, because see, Prithvi sir is actually even an action director. He knows that, and we've had this discussion. So Rod sir actually came in, and I know this sounds as cliche as it can be, but he is in my heart. He took over this film in terms of action. I have not shot action. This is my first film, so I've anyways not shot. But I've not shot. He took it over and he gave more. His boys gave plus, and there's this chase sequence that happens in the snow. The car, and you've seen it in the teaser. We've shot that in 5 hours, and he's done it all with whatever resources we have. So every credit genuinely goes to Rod sir. And I'll tell you one more thing, and I mean this. In our climax, we were shooting, and I had to shoot an extra day. We couldn't make it, and Rod sir was not available that day. You know who was my action director? No. He was sitting with me by monitor and saying, no, he has to do like this, he has to
No, I mean, Rod had already designed the whole thing, and he had taken us through the entire choreography. So, I mean, I knew it all. It's not like I designed it, but he had,
So he just said, don't worry, I'm there with you. And he was wrapped up, but he sat with me, and we shot the rest of it, even though he was not in the shot. I mean this.
The trailer has a very iconic shot of the father and son pointing a gun towards each other.
Yeah.
It's a very moving shot. I mean, you don't say anything in the trailer. I don't know what transpires there. And I'm sure the film is full of such dramatic moments. I remember during GOAT, I asked you what's the most difficult part about this part, and you talked about the physical pain that you had to endure.
Yeah.
Is there something that you found difficult in Sarzameen to wrap your head around, or was it just easy peasy?
The director.
I mean, so I was at an advantage there because, like I said, I probably am the first in the cast to read the script. So I sort of knew how the script had evolved, and from where Vijay Menon had started and where he is now. So probably I've spoken to Kayo more than the other two or any other people during the process of the script evolving. So by the time we reached the set, I had a very clear idea about what Kayo wanted from the character, and any actor, with any amount of experience will tell you that what we all really hope for is a storyteller directing us who really knows how to tell his story, you know. And I keep repeating this really cliche methodology example. Filmmaking is all about how you want to tell your story. You know, if it's a shot about someone opening a door and walking into a room, you just need to be able to know, do I want to see him opening the door and walking into the room, or do I want to see him opening the door or walking into a room, you know? So that clarity is what, as an actor, you hope for. And Kayoze, that way, I thought, for a debut filmmaker, was supremely impressive, because he really, really knew what he wanted each of his actors to do, which also made sometimes our job a little bit of a pain, because he just wouldn't sometimes let Kajol and me do what we wanted. Yeah.
And I let Ibrahim do what he wanted.
Yeah.
Oh, this is tall praise. He's a modest man. He'll never admit it, but
Yeah.
he's a living legend
I-
of our
I
movie
have-
business.
I might
And
be-
for him to say that about
No, I might be off with the numbers. I'm not too sure, but I think I worked with at least 50 debutant directors.
Really?
Yeah.
out of your 100 plus films.
Yeah.
Whatever. Beautiful. Guys, this is it. 25th of July on Jio Hotstar. It's called Sarzameen. And it's directed by Kayoze Irani, and it stars Prithviraj, Kajol, Ibrahim. A wonderful cast. Please go give this a lot of love. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
One world, your station.